And we have to do the newspapers, look at the stories on the front and back pages. We'll do the online portal shortly. But today is your birthday, Barbara Asisam. The family wishes you the very best of luck in your life. You're loved and adored, and it's from Derek Ekosama, lead producer here at Joy News on the AM show, and also the rest of the family. We all wish you all the best in life. And your lunch is on me today. I promise you that. Now let's look at the Daily Graphic. On the front page, we have $41 million bauxite exports not captured in audit report of the Bank of Ghana. And this one has been sourced to Dr. Johnson P. Siama. He's a deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana. And then we also have ANUC Ventures into Space Technology. And ANUC. We also have Zoom Lion Bahis into President's vision to make Accra cleaner city. And we know that President Kufuor declared that Accra will be made one of the cleanest or the cleanest city in Africa by the end of his term. And the biggest waste management entity or company in Ghana, Zoom Lion, shares the vision of the president and says that what is also critical is making sure that people's attitudes change in such a way that it improves the way they manage waste first at the collection point, or not only the generating point, that is at the homes and the various areas where we generate waste before they do the necessary industrial processes to turn waste into cash in many other ways. Okay, we also have a policewoman committing suicide, and that story is on page 16, and let's read the story. The story on page 16 is captured as saying that a policewoman who was unable to bear the decision of a fiancé not to marry her committed suicide at Garu in the Upper East region last Monday. Oh, men. Identified as Peace Agbemafo, 31, the policewoman who was on guard duties at the GM Bank at Garu allegedly shot herself in the throat with an AK-47 assault rifle after she had closed from work. Confirming the incident to the Daily Graphic yesterday, the Garu District Police Commander, Assistant Superintendent of Police Alexander Tieku, said preliminary investigations show that the deceased, whose identification number for the police has been stated in the story, had a relationship problem. According to Mr. Tieku, that's Peace's fiancé, who had promised to marry her, failed to honor his promise, and out of frustration, she decided to take her life. May her soul rest in peace. But we also have unemployed nurses threatening to march at the presidency. It's a big issue, and Charlie, we've been trying to even get postings. Charlie, it's difficult, but we'll see. No galamsey at Achim Hemain. The story is on page 18, apparently, and I don't know whether this is true, but that's what the story is saying. So we'll take a look at it. It says that on the outskirts of Achim Hemain, a towering green stalk of bamboo sway in the wind, creaking cacophonously as leaves rub one another. This one is a good feature, Charlie. This one you need time to read it. Serious, nice. The waters are clean, even though they have a lot of minerals beneath the surface. And Seth Bukbe is reporting that if you go there, you see the tributaries of the various. That's the River Busu. All there, very clean, and you can find it there. It's in the central spread. Let me just, please grab a copy of the Daily Graphic and take a look at this. Achim Hemain, no galamsey, but they have a lot of bauxite and things there. But actually, the chiefs, you would just not allow it. This is great. Nice. Now let's get to look at the next paper. It talks about the Bank of Ghana clearing minister of a $2.3 billion loan, bond, so to speak, and it's on the front page. The Daily Guide. The Daily Guide says Bank of Ghana clears minister of a $2.3 billion bond, and 32 million Ghana cedis missing at venture capital BNI probing deal. You have a picture there of Daniel Kofi Duku, and then you have policewoman commits suicide. and man killed son for rituals. You have a picture there in the Daily Guide. That's the paper we're looking at. Now we have the Ghanaian Times. On the front page of the Ghanaian Times, we have 31 trafficked children liberated. Policewoman commits suicide. Police kill armed robber, arrest 2 others. Unemployed nurses demand instant posting. And government vows to resolve Alavanyo Nkonya dispute. And on the back page, we have Kotoko clash with the Diana in Crunch League thriller. And the referee, Agbovi, others in action for the midweek matches. Now we have to look at the Daily Dispatch newspaper. It has on the front page, SSNIT biometric registration and salaries. Government will not extend deadline, according to Kweku Kwarteng. And Zoomlion on President Accra pledge is on the front page. And we know that there's also a feature story. There's also a feature story on the front page of the Daily graphic as well. On the back page, we have Deputy Minister Fitz picketing jobless nurses. That's good. And he's the Deputy Minister of Agriculture, George Adro. The students were hungry, or the nurses were hungry. So we have the Finder, courts stifling business. It takes at least 2 years to enforce contracts in the Ghanaian courts. Police gunned down suspected robber. That's the Finder. We're looking at the Finder. Police gunned down suspected robber and arrest 2 others. Ghana to establish HIV/AIDS fund to fight disease, and $41 million bauxite receipt missing in audited account of Bank of Ghana, according to the Public Accounts Committee. Ghana Gas denies signing BOT natural gas transmission pipeline agreement. Interesting. The Today newspaper, EC Boss and Fit for Award, AFAC tells Chatham House. And then we have a comment, says, stop the lies, Anaglati. FDA must act now, Adonko Bites bash, and PPP supports France for rejecting traditional parties. And we know that there's been already a revolution in France. All the top parties have been set aside, and the traditional ones really have not taken center stage as they go for a second round of voting. It's between Emmanuel Macron, who was in love at the age of 15, and then Juan Le Pen, as I tell you, love at 15. Gold Street Business has the story, illicit financial flow threatens Ghana's sustainable development goals agenda, Dr. Mantiel. And then we have over 80% of SMEs do not survive beyond 5 years. True. On the front page of the Ghanaian Observer, which is the last paper we're looking at, Bawumia walls UK-US investors, and 3 battle over NDC in Ashanti. We also have Galamsey fight sparks uproar in Prestia Hemain, and residents on warpath over ban. Law student General Legal Council brawl. Court decides today. We'll see how that goes. Now, let's look at the online portals, because we have the online portal, majoronline.com, and it will be on your screens very soon. We have Zoomlion, Lord's President's promise to make Ghana cleanest in Africa, and the executive chairman of Zoomlion Limited, Dr. Joseph Sianwe Japong, has lauded the pledge by President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to make Accra the cleanest city in Africa. Airtel CEO calls for enabling regulatory environment, and the Minister of Communications paid a working visit to the offices of Airtel Ghana to interact with the executive management team and acquaint himself with the operations of the company. Nigeria court grants bail to alien leader of the Biafra movement. Well, even though we've read this one, we'll read it again. Airtel CEO calls for enabling regulatory environments. The Minister of Communications has paid a working visit to the offices of Airtel Ghana to interact with the executive management team and acquaint herself with the operations of the company. Nigeria court grants bail to alien leader of Biafra movement, and a federal high court in Abuja today, I'm sure they meant Tuesday, granted bail to Okay, so we have German crowd boos Ivanka Trump for calling her father a champion for families, and the German crowd booed Miss Trump on Tuesday after she called her father a tremendous champion of supporting families. We know that his comments on women and etc. doesn't make Donald Trump one of the favorites as far as families are concerned, and those who want great family ties. Ashanti Region Police arrest 2 suspected robbers, and they shot one other. Neil Lante condemns hostile search for state cars in his house, and a former sports minister, Edwin Neil Lante van der Poy, has condemned what he says is a hostile attempt by security operatives to seize cars they suspect belong to the state. Vampy is usually called by his supporters. Vampy. He used to be my boss back in JBC. And then we have Galamseyers in Kumasi to petition Otumfuo over government crackdown. And apparently, Small Scale Miners Association in Kumasi, they say they are going to petition the Asante and Otumfuo say to the second over government decision to stop Galamsey. Government wants to streamline the sector. I think we have to get things right. They said do it in a sustainable way. If you can go and mine in such a way that you do it sustainably, I'm sure you'll be allowed. Bank of Ghana officials clear finance minister in controversial $2.25 billion bond issue. Now that's good. We know that they appeared before the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament. It took place on Tuesday. Jobless nurses sleep at Ministry of Health in push for employment. And we know that we've promised to take our cameras there this morning. And we're going to see how the nurses are in a state of squalor and deprivation, all in a bid to force their motive or agenda to make sure that they get posted adequately, as promised by officials of government. We go to City FM Online and appoint Jomoro DCE from Elobo or lose 2020. Youth group in the area cautioning the president and the party. Group Indum blast Billy Anaglati for lying about Coconut Good Fire. Billy Anaglati in the fireworks. Provide details on 2015 bauxite export. That's PAC. Public Accounts Committee is ordering the Bank of Ghana. And BNI besiege Neil Lante's house in search of state cars. Vampy. And then we have, are we tackling the deadly Galamsey pestilence with kid gloves? It was one thing as an opinion. Please read the story. You like. Minister meets MPP constituency chairman over MMDC's list. Can we read that story? Interesting will be. Okay. And apparently it says that the Northern Regional Minister, Salifu Said, met with the governing New Patriotic Party constituency chairman in Tamale ahead of the official announcement of the final list of metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executive nominees in the area. It is expected that the much-awaited list could be announced on Wednesday, April 27, 2017, and it is anticipated that there could be chaos in some parts of the northern region, just because those who are expecting to have their names on those lists on that list will not have their names. This informed the regional minister Salifu Said's emergency meeting with party leaders to avert any untoward situation. And, well, we'll see how that goes. Some of the identified hotspots are okay. And we have to go to the Africa page of the BBC. It says Tanzania expels top UN official. And apparently, the head of the UN development program was given 24 hours to leave the country. Wow, Tanzania. Charlie, let's read that story. We'll make interesting reading. President Magufuli Mumpa, Magufuli, they joke. Okay, go up. It says Tanzania has expelled the head of the UN development program in the country, and it blamed Awadabo, a Gambian national, for the deteriorating performance of her office, given by what it called her strained relationship with staff. Okay, neither she nor the UNDP has commented, but local media have linked the shock move with Ms. Dabo's alleged criticism of controversial elections on the Tanzanian island of Zanzibar last year. In a statement, the Foreign Ministry did not comment on the report, but urged the UNDP to remind its staff that their first priority was to work closely with the Tanzanian government to help it meet the development targets. Speaking on condition of anonymity, a UN official said that Ms. Dabo had been deported on the same day the government issued the order under security escort. The opposition in the semi-autonomous archipelago boycotted the presidential poll, which was won by a landslide by the candidate from the Tanzania's ruling Chama cha Mapinduzi Party, Mapinduzi Party. And opposition MP Pascal Hawanga condemned the move to expel Ms. Dabo, saying it soiled the reputation of Tanzania in international diplomatic circle. President Magufuli, we feel you, we feel you, we feel you. Okay, so that's the news we have, the highlights we have for the morning. We look at the online portals as well, but we have to do sports, and it's up next. We'll bring you the latest details of what has taken place in the English Premiership, but also the latest sports around the world, but also focusing on match highlights, what the pairings are for today's midweek matches for the Ghana Premier League. Do stay on. We'll be right back.